What's going on, everyone? Talon back here, and today I thought I'd finally do this video. It feels a little overdue, but nonetheless, I am gonna rate the super godlies, essentially, the super leaders, essentially, for right now. All the different types, you know, so I'm gonna be going through them. I'm gonna be going through most of their passive skills. Let's face it, their leader skills are all the same, except for, obviously, the type that they are giving their boost to and everything like that. But this isn't, you know, gonna be, based on the most optimal, the numbers and everything. I'm gonna say this is the fifth, this is the first, and all that stuff. You know, we've seen that all. It's all on Reddit and everything. This is gonna be a little bit on mostly on their passive skills. I'm gonna take their passive skills into consideration. But what do they offer for the team, and overall, just how fun are they to use for me personally? Your list can be completely different, and that is my question to you right now before this video even gets started, is to let me know your top 5. How would you rank them in the bottom, in the description below, or in the comments and everything like that? Because let's face it, no matter which one of these guys you have, you can take on any event. Boss Rush, any kind of 50 stamina event, no problem. You can take somebody out with any of these leads, no problem. Proven in plenty of videos and many more to come, whether it's through me or other YouTubers or anything like that. So don't go like, oh, this one's the worst. You know, they're all amazing cards. You have one of them, you're good to go, basically, okay? So the real question, though, is what do I personally like? Who do I like to use the least? Who do I use the most? And overall, just, you know, who's the best team I like to use? Who is the most fun, and all that kind of stuff, okay? So with all that stuff out of the way, again, this is not based purely on, you know, 100% optimal and numbers and whoever might be the best. If this guy might be the best, I might have him ranked lower just simply because I don't find it enjoyable. And in the end, this is a game, and I have to find it enjoyable. If I don't find it enjoyable, then what's the point of me doing these? So that is my little spiel for the beginning. Please be, I don't know the word, but don't be cancerous in the comments, I guess is what I want to say, okay? It's okay to debate. I think a healthy debate is okay. It's okay to give your opinion, but don't just call someone crap or names or anything like that, okay? It's not what this is about, okay? And if you want something that is based mostly on numbers and a little bit of opinion, but mostly on numbers, you can go ahead and check out D-Free and the Gaming Claws video. They did one that is going to be based mostly on, you know, both the guy and the teams themselves, mostly the leader themselves, and just who is the best, and they throw a little bit of opinion in there and everything like that. And of course, you can be different from theirs too, but nonetheless, they do a pretty good job of mostly going over the stats and everything. This is more half passive, half my personal opinion. So anyway, so let's get right into the right away, and I'm gonna say at number 5, and again, remember, they are all amazing cards, so don't forget that, okay? People seem to forget that for some reason. Like, oh my gosh, he's number 5, he's the worst one. It's like, no, he's not the worst. He's just, this is my personal opinion. How fun is this to me, okay? So, at number 5, we are going to be going with Super Saiyan 3 Tech Goku, okay? If you don't remember what his passive is, essentially, it is, he gets an attack up 120%, and for every rainbow orb, you get an additional 20% attack. Now, the thing about the rainbow orbs is the fact that you can only collect a certain amount. You can't turn the whole field to rainbow orbs and expect to collect the whole thing. You can't do that. Otherwise, he would easily be the most powerful, probably. But nonetheless, you know, so this guy has a set, you know, max that he can hit with his passive skill. And then if you're, by the way, there's going to be gameplay of each team as I'm talking about them, so go ahead and just go ahead and look at that, and I can hopefully back up what I am saying and why I am personally saying as well. So anyway, so the team that I personally run with this guy, based on my cards, so I don't have everything, is going to be Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks, Tekka Vegeta, Super Saiyan Bardock, LR Goku, and then I actually started running the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks Adult because he is better than the Trunks. The Dragon Ball Super Trunks, even though he has a formable super and everything like that, he has 100% up on the attack, where Trunks only has 80%, and you have to be facing one opponent, so that's why I swapped him out. But I did use that Trunks. That Trunks was not bad by any means. He was actually a really good card, and the fact that he has a very easy formable super attack, take his base form from the Dragon Ball Super event, feed him into him when he is Tech base form, and then when you Dokkan Awaken him, he becomes Super Saiyan, so he's actually really good. So, but, you know, there are a lot of good things I like about Tech. Tech can go in, and they just overpower things like no tomorrow. They just, bam, they go in. There's, you know, Goku can get the stun off, and it is clutch to get that stun. You've seen me do it a few times, especially against Kid Buu on his INT form and everything like that. But him matching up with Gotenks is really good. My Gotenks is like 70%, 80% in the ability system. The dude, I even gave him like level 3 dodges. This was back when I didn't realize what the ability systems were really gonna give us and everything like that. And I could have changed it if I wanted to, but I decided, nah, you know what? I actually like keeping it because that dodge is clutch. So Gotenks is really powerful when he's matched up with this guy, obviously. Getting him that 11 key is really easy because when they match up, they get over in a flash together. And then after that, they are going to just dominate whoever you're attacking like no tomorrow. The only downside, though, and this is more on the Gotenks and everything like that, is the fact that when you start throwing in the 40% lead, which is the TN, which is what you want for these guys because you want to be able to get max support and everything, is that Gotenks' damage goes down to extreme damage when he gets that 12 key. Now, it's not a huge difference. He's still going to be hitting really hard, do not get me wrong on that, but it does kind of, it's one of those things that you do start to notice, especially if you're racing and everything like that. So again, remember, this is just my personal opinion and everything like that. But I mean, overall, Goku's fun to use. His team is really good and balanced. The only thing that he's really missing, though, unfortunately, is some defense. Now, of course, you know, I might sound like I'm contradicting myself because for the past, what, 4 or 5 months or so, we've been saying, oh, offense is the is the way to go. You know, who cares about defense? If you can one-shot everything, what is the point of defense? And that is true to a certain extent. But when you're trying to take on something like boss rush and everything like that, you sometimes do have to go a little bit more defensive. Or maybe your units that you personally have are not the most optimal, and so you do need to go a little bit more defensive. And again, you don't want to be throwing someone like Golden Frieza on there because he is an extreme type, and he's, especially with that HP restriction, it's kind of, yeah. So, unfortunately, Tech doesn't really have that. I'm not saying that just because of that, they're at 5th place. Just, you know, Tech is Tech. They're really powerful. They're, you know, good, a lot of good attackers, and boom, that's basically your team right there, in my personal opinion. So, and I see a lot of friends using Tech Goku, so I know I can take him, I can go into any event, and I can dominate, basically. So, yeah. Alright, so coming in at number 4 is going to be Super Saiyan 3 Physical Gotenks, okay? Now, I remember when this guy was originally announced, and his super attack was going to actually lower his HP. And if that had been the case, I would probably have him down at the last spot, simply because you are 9 times out of 10 always getting a 12 key super on this guy. So anyway. But anyway, so his passive skill is that his attack goes up 120%, just like Goku Super Saiyan 3 Angel. And then at the beginning, for 7 turns, his attack will go up 60% and defense down 30%. So you don't want to be tanking with this guy. But the nice thing about this guy, when it comes to the team, though, is the fact that you make Vegeta Blue a beast. He is really fun to use. I mean, Vegeta Blue's always been fun. I love Vegeta. You guys all know me. I love Vegeta personally. But putting Vegeta Blue onto like a hero team and everything, he can tank somewhat decently, especially when you get him into the ability system quite a bit. And, you know, overall, he's really good to use. But when you throw him onto a physical team, I can put him in front of Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and as long as he's not supering, he's only going to take double to triple digits half the time. It is great. I love seeing that. I'm just like, this is what we all wanted from him in the beginning. So, and I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I like using my cooler team as well on the extreme side of things, but I don't know. Super physical, they're really fun to use. They truly are. Especially when you get that 11 key super attack with Gotenks. Yeah, heck, even if you get 12 key Gotenks with him, he's still doing immense damage. So he's definitely going in there and getting hit hard. Vegeta can just be your ultimate tanker, basically. He's just like, dude, bros, come at me, man. I'm going to counter y'all. I'm going to super you like 4 times in a row. If I, of course, get lucky, because that is a little bit of RNG based right there. But it is pretty good. And I love, actually, that how much he buffs Super Saiyan Physical Gotenks, the one that finally got his Dokkan Awaken at year 2. That dude is a monster. SA10, 3 dupes into his ability system. And just, oh my, getting the crit sometimes, easily hitting for 1,000,000, no problem, as long as there's no kind of barrier or anything like that. Sometimes with barriers, actually, he will get it. So I'm just like, yep, this is why I like physical. So yeah, so that's what, personally, I'm going to put him at the number 4. But at the same time, though, I could actually swap him sometimes with this one. And the next one is going to be Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Now, a lot of you are going, what? The most powerful card himself? What is this shenanigans, Talon? Get out of here. What's going on? Remember, this is just my opinion. How do I like to play a team? So him and Gotenks are kind of intertwined. You know, and actually the more I think about it, I might actually move him down to the 4 slot. But for now, you know what? I'm going to keep him even. I'm going to say they can swap between 3rd and 4th spot, no problem. So basically, as you guys already know, especially with Global, because you're just getting him now, and I swear to God, this fly is pissing me off right now. Anyway, so right now, Goku Super Saiyan 4, his attack goes up 150%. And when he is supered from the opponent, he has a small chance, or kind of like a medium chance, to counter that super with a super of his own. However, it is very low, so it's not something you can really rely on, because even if they all attack up in one spot, and they fire off a super at him, the chances of him actually doing the counter are still pretty low. So yeah, you can't really rely on that. But yeah, so I mean, it's Goku. We all know what Goku does. He is the most powerful. He will fire off a Kamehameha. He's going to destroy any event basically. The only one that will survive from him is going to be probably a agility type. But that, if he gets a crit off, because his free ability system stuff is crit, then he's going to destroy him, no problem. So, it was really fun to use when he first came out. It really was. And I still like using my Super Saiyan 4 Goku team. I don't have, I would say, the absolute optimal team, but my team is pretty beast, especially Gogeta. I still like using my Strength Gogeta on that team. Of course, he's got a lot of ability system. He's like 90% in the ability system. But nonetheless, he's easily hitting for a 1.5, 1.8 million damage half the time. I kid you not on that. So it is really fun to use him. So, Strength's like the reliable ones. Like, you can go in and take anybody out. So this is kind of the more and more I think about it, even when doing this video, is the fact that I can do this and physical are going to be, they're going to be swapping in and out. There are going to be times where I prefer to use Super Saiyan 4. There are going to be times where I prefer to use Gotenks and everything like that. So that's kind of where I am with it right now. Again, this is just my personal opinion. But, he's fun to use. He is. But at the same time, especially like when making videos or stuff like that, or if you're, he's really good personally if I'm trying to grind out a bunch of medals so Dokkan awaken somebody. He's my tried and true. I can go in, boom, no problem. But in terms of after a while, you're kind of just like, I've seen this before though. It's Goku, great. He's gonna destroy everything, which is really fun. But yeah, anyway, so that's where he's going to be. Again, him and Gotenks, the more I think about it, they're going to be about between 3rd and 4th place. So again, Super Saiyan 3 Goku at the bottom. At 5th, Gotenks to Super Saiyan 4. They can swap them in and out. And then we're going on to 2nd place. 2nd place right now is going to be Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. Yes, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is basically just like Goku, except his attack only goes up 120%, but his defense also goes up 120% as well. So he's actually really good at tanking. Unless his defense gets lower, then he's not going to be taking hits very well. So if you're going against Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, actually, and you get supered by him, and he doesn't counter it, because it is, of course, not a very high chance. It's definitely kind of that Tokidoki time for it to happen, and that basically means it's got like a 30% chance, give or take, to actually counter it. His defense is going to get lower, and he's not going to be tanking as much. So, that's just simply what his passive is and everything. But the reason I like the Super Saiyan 4 team is with agility and everything is just because I've invested a lot into it. Even before Vegeta was the agility leader, essentially. I have Super Vegeta, I have Super Saiyan Blue Goku, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, I have the World Tournament Gohan, I have the SSJ2 Gohan for my supports and everything like that. And my agility guys had just, I don't know what it is, pulling agility guys have always been somewhat easy to me. I have to actually try the pull for Pan. I don't plan to right now, because I don't really need her. I really don't. So, but I know it's really fun. It's also a very reliable team that I personally like to use a lot. I can go in, I can take anyone out, no problem, especially because I have 3 dupes of Vegeta, and my Vegito is just going to be able to counter everything, block everything, you name it. And even my Super Saiyan Blue Goku, he's only got 1 dupe in him, unfortunately, but it's just very reliable. And, for anyone who's saying, well, why don't you use Kaioken because he's got better links and everything like that, where that is true, my Super Saiyan Blue Goku personally can hit harder than a Kaioken, no problem. And especially when he gets that crit, he's just like, yeah, bye-bye, guys. Even there are even times where Vegeta will not get his super, and it's just like, it's okay. I can rely on Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue. I can rely on Vegito and everything like that. So, and that is the nice thing about this guy is where, even if he himself does not get his super off, I can rely on my other guys, no problem. Boom, take him out, move on to the next stage. And so I personally like that. And that's just something I personally like to look at, and it's a good thing that I like to put on my team and everything like that. Plus, it's got Vegito. I love Vegito. I know, I'm biased. I don't care, though, because this is just my personal opinion, so that is right. But anyway, so that is personally my thought of the number 2 slot, and you've probably guessed it by now. The number 1 slot is, of course, bada bing, ba-da-da-da-da. It is going to be INT Gogeta. So yes, INT Gogeta, as you know, is the Intel super type, and his passive skill is that he can basically be super effective against any types, and his attack goes up 120%. He's literally a buff version of the strength type. No big surprise there for his passive and everything like that. But it is really fun to use an INT team, especially mine, because I love to use the INT Vegeta Blue. I love that guy. He is clutch. You guys will see him. I run him on my hero team quite a bit, even though, yes, technically it's not the best hero team or anything like that. But nonetheless, I love to run that. My Trunks is actually pretty good, too. And I don't know what it is. I know dodge is underrated, and it's just kind of looks like, dude, it's just dodge. Big deal if they dodge it or something like that. But it can be clutch sometimes and really hilarious, when you're playing this and everything like that. But yeah, just overall, though, my INT team is really good. Yeah, I don't have an LR Gohan. Who cares? honestly don't need it. I've got literally everything except LR Gohan, so he's not needed. My Gogeta has 2 dupes in it. He can wipe out anyone, no problem. Piccolo is an ultimate defender right there. Even though, again, defense may not be the, thing that you have to worry about in one event, but if they start implementing more events like Janemba and everything like that, defense actually does somewhat help. So, and again, to anyone who might be saying that we thought that defense is absolutely useless, that's not true. It's just that with these 120% leads, you don't have to worry about it, really. You really don't. So if you're trying to build an entire team of defenders and then throw one attacker in there, it's kind of like, well, you can defend as much as you want, but if you can't take them out, then there's no point. So again, that's a whole other thing that has been covered so many times that I'm not even going to get into that. But yeah, so anyway, but it's really fun to use my INT team. Again, Piccolo there with the defense, Trunks and Vegeta with the good attack, and not to mention Vegeta just simply being there lowers the enemy's attack. Gogeta can come in and lower the attack via his super attack and everything like that. And these guys, and then especially if you're linked to Piccolo and everything, even if Piccolo's not there, you're just like, yeah, I'm taking 200 damage from you, man, and you're a physical. That is right. So this is really fun. So in the end, INT is my favorite team to use. Again, I love using all these teams. Again, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. What are your favorite teams to run and everything like that? But overall, again, this is just my personal opinion. Yes, I took the passives into consideration. I took the teams into perspective and everything. Again, I don't have every card. I don't have the best optimal teams or anything like that. But honestly, I don't think that would change my opinion on what I like to use the most, what I don't like to use the most, or what I'll use someone over another and everything like that. But nonetheless, I like using all these teams. They're fun to use and everything. So yeah. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. As always, leave a like if you like the video. Subscribe if you happen to be new. And until next time, everyone, I will see you in the next one.